Okay, now that we've got all of our patterns set in on our body, we're going to move on to the head. Got our clipper lines neatened up. I'm actually going to let Sue do the head, just because she hasn't done much.
I dematted this dog.
Okay, well anyway, it'll be fun. She's so happy. Now one thing we don't want to do is make this head look like a light bulb. The head should be just like the rest of the body, two parallel lines, you know, a parallel line from one side to the other. And so many groomers tend to leave it really heavy over the back skull, and then it gets really narrow towards the front. And if you look at her right now from the back, you can see that she's really narrow here, and then she gets wide here. So that's one thing we want to correct when we're grooming a Bedlington. They should be just nice and straight, so from one side to the other. Think
of like a paper towel roll. So you want to make her be a nice cylinder shape all the way back. Okay, now Jay's already you know, cut off a lot of hair right at the edge of her lip here, so none of this hair should hang below her lip. So I want this to be nice and tight.
Nice and tight.
Nice and tight. And then I'm going to take this line on the side of her head. So I'm going to come straight up, so nothing is going to hang over the side of her head, and I'm taking it nice and tight.
See, I do my heads totally different.
Do you?
I'm just saying that. No, I cut my lines in that way, and then. So
do you want to do it?
Back. No.
I'll be happy to let you.
No, I'm good. There's a bug crawling. Wait. Oh no. Wait.
Is it going down inside?
Yeah. Just a gnat. Or a nit,
nit.
as you call it.
A nit. Okay, so now what I'm doing is
I'm straight shears.
I'm using straight shears, and I actually like my longer shears when I'm doing the Bedlington head, just so I can kind of make that longer cut all the way up her head. And when I'm looking straight on at her, I don't want anything to fall off the side of her head at all. So this should be a really tight line. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side.
That's always the hard side.
Mm-hmm. So you can see I'm like scissoring right to the very edge of her eye. Oh, sorry. When I lift my arm up, it hurts my back.
You mean a lower?
Mm-mm. So I'm going to just cut this line straight in up over the top of her ear, from the corner of her eye. So we're starting to get that cone-shaped head. You know, I'm going to take this on her lips nice and tight in here. Oops. And I want to make sure that the length that I'm leaving the muzzle is going to be the same length going all the way down. So if you leave too much on the muzzle, she'll look really pouchy, and you don't want that. And you don't want to leave too much on the back skull, because then she'll look like a light bulb. So this should be the same length, nice and straight, going all the way back. And I mean, with the Bedlington, you know, it's not like your poodle where you can hold on around the muzzle. You kind of actually just kind of holding on to. The nice thing about the Bedlingtons is they'll actually kind of rest their head in your hand, so they really don't fight you when they're having this done. You know, it's you know, kind of like the poodles getting their feet shaved and stuff, and it's something that she's had done all of her life. But I have had some come in my shop that were really like head twisters and really difficult. And what I usually do is kind of hold that cheekbone, and I kind of hang on to this area here just to try to get them nice and straight. But what I was going to say about where you place this highest point right here, if you bring that line too far forward, if I put it here, what will happen is it'll shorten up the length of her head. So if I make that high point on her head too far forward, and Bedlington should have a nice long head. The longer the head, the better. So, and the nice long neck, I mean, everything should flow really beautiful together. So she's got a nice head, but by placing this in the wrong spot, I can make her look like she's got no head at all. So you really want that highest point. Thank you, Vanna. You really want that highest point like right over her occiput. So right here is where I'm going to place it before I start going back down into her neck, and that's going to add so much length to her head.